Hi, I'm Courtney Boffman, and I am talking about Stange versus Janssen Pharmaceuticals Incorporated. In the business summary, Dr. Paul Janssen started the company in Belgium, and it became part of Johnson & Johnson Pharmaceuticals in 1961. Their goals were to cure, treat, and prevent diseases. He had 40,000 people to achieve that goal and over 100 companies worldwide. As for their key performance indicators, they had a sustainable development goals team. One of their goals is to give access to schizophrenia treatment by 2025, and they are finishing their clinical trials in Rwanda by 2024. They also want to go green by having renewable energy. Annually, they do about $4.5 billion in research and investments. 25% of that comes from Europe, 6% of that comes from the Western Hemisphere, and 18% comes from the Asia Pacific and Africa areas. In 2022, their sales increased by 1.3% to $94.9 billion. And that is opposed to 2021, where their sales increased by 13.6%. They have several sources of income, and their three main sources are consumer sales, which increased in 2022 by 3.9%, pharmaceuticals, which increased by 6.8% in 2022, and medical technology, which increased by 6.1% in 2022. In the case analysis, Dr. Kovnar prescribed Risperdal to Stange as an adolescent for the treatment of Tourette's syndrome. In that, he developed gynecomastia, and that was diagnosed by the plastic surgeon. He had surgery to relieve the pain that he was having. Janssen left out side effects from their warning label, and in the restatement of the third, products are defective when the risk could have been avoided by having reasonable warnings. Stange's argument proved inadequate warning. They stated that there was a rare occurrence of gynecomastia when it was a significant side effect. Janssen downplayed the warning in their language on the label. Janssen knew the side effects from having multiple clinical trials and multiple children having these side effects, and they did not give that information to the FDA. Stange developed breast tissue, which left him with permanent scars. After the breast tissue development, he had to have a bilateral mastectomy, and then he had mental trauma from having been made fun of and teased for the breast tissue. Dr. Solomon provided expert testimony on hyperlactin levels and how it related to the growth of breast tissue. In Janssen's defense, they tried to say the proximate cause was not proven in inadequate warning was the cause of injury. Dr. Kovnar would have still prescribed the medication knowing the risks and was aware of the high prolactin levels, which he stated in his testimony that had he known fully what the risks were, he would not have prescribed it to Stange. Janssen tried to strike Dr. Solomon's testimony, making it not relevant to his field because he was a plastic surgeon and didn't know anything about this medication. There was also a confusion with the jury. They argued that the court committed a legal error when instructing the jury on combined negligence, which gave them a misinterpretation that defendants could be held solely liable even if the jury found that the prescriber contributed to the plaintiff's injury and prescribing with the knowledge of the risks or by failing to read the updated gynecomastia risk information. The court's decision was in favor of Stange, and they went by negligence to warn and strict product liability. They awarded Stange $500,000 and stated that Dr. Solomon's testimony was evidentiary. The Supreme Court denied the jury confusion and stated the trial court did not err in instructing the jury on combined negligence per the Wisconsin law. The Supreme Court upheld the trial court's decision and also awarded an additional $35,000 to Stange. The effects of the litigation. When a company has litigation and they have to pay, it causes there to be higher consumer costs because they have to make up for that revenue somehow. In product liability and malpractice cases, in the states that there are higher product liability and malpractice cases, there tends to be higher prescription costs. Because of the litigation, they lost billions of dollars for this product liability because they failed to warn, and several people sued on the product liability and failure to warn. In conclusion, I agree with the court's decision. Janssen breached duty by omission. Janssen failed to disclose to the FDA. The prescribing doctor didn't know the side effects, which could have been avoided. He prescribed the medication to Stange. Stange did not make an educated decision because he didn't know all the side effects, and the surgery could have been avoided altogether. In the end, people just want to know what the side effects of the medication that they are taking are. Thanks for your time.